Hi guys, thought I would do something a little bit different today, and I'm building now. I think this is the first big build I've ever actually done in The Sims 4. I've done a few in The Sims 3, but to be honest, the one thing I always hated about building was that I spent so long building and then I never really got to play in the houses, or I don't know, I just got bored of them. And I don't know, so I've never properly built before, and I'm sure that will be extremely evident as we watch this well attempt of me building. What it is it's sort of like a family house, but not a sort of like idealized family house, like an actual house that a family has lived in. And like, don't get me wrong, there are some fantastic builds, but sometimes I just want to play in something that feels like, I don't know, like I could live in. This is actually quite similar to an actual house of of my friends. It's sort of based on that, and I'm not saying names or anything like that, but her house has this sort of a vibe to it. But no, overall, I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. To be honest, it could have it could have been a bit better, I'm sure. I think overall it took me about, I'm trying to think how long it took me to build now. 4 hours, something like that. Which I'm sure I could have built it a lot faster, but you'll see here I spend a lot of time faffing about with minor details. But whenever I've built on like The Sims and that's always been the sort of stuff I've enjoyed doing. Is the the faffery, I believe, is the phrase. So you'll see here that I'm putting um like a little side to it. It took me ages as well to decide how I wanted the house to actually look. I've built this in Windenburg, and if you don't know what expansion packs I've got, it's on. Oh, we've skipped forward a bit. Is this right? Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, my thing didn't work. This is me trying to figure out what the move objects cheat is. This is me currently googling it. Ah, there we go. Um, yeah, some things haven't recorded, but overall it doesn't really matter. It's not really affecting the the viewing experience. I don't think anyway. But yeah, it took me ages to figure out what I wanted to look like on the outside. Um, but in the end, I went with something that fit more in Windenburg. But like I say, I've never really built, and especially hardly built at all in The Sims 4. I'll be honest, the biggest thing that puts me off building in The Sims 4 is the lack of the colour wheel. And it was frustrating. I know it's a complaint everybody has, and then everybody seems to have this complaint, but then everybody seems to complain at people having this complaint. They're like, oh, well, maybe, maybe this, maybe that, and everybody else seems, oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit of a faff, really. But I I miss it. Um, I think I've mentioned it before, but I don't know if it was recording or not. LGR has a really good sort of comment about like um he's done a really good video on sort of how The Sims 4 it's good, but it's sort of eh after it's like 2 years old now, and it's so it's sort of sad really. But it's a good video. It's a good video to watch if you need something to watch. So here I think this is the point where in like IRL I got my fridge freezer delivered, which is why this is paused. But I liked the idea that the like where the fireplace was, to put the fireplace in, you had to restructure like the side of the wall because it was really old, and that's why it's all like brick now, and it's got like that exposed brickwork on the side. I liked that idea, and there's just like a little downstairs bathroom. Um, yeah, I was having a bit of fun playing with scaling and stuff like that. I tried to make that thinner, but it wasn't gonna work. But yeah, like I say, overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think there's a lot more fun I could have building, and I will definitely be trying to do more building videos because I don't know, I had a good time really. This is me changing. This is how it looks on the outside. I'm like doing hand gestures, and I have no idea why, because you can't see them. But yeah, I spent the problem as well is like with the walls. Like I wish there was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there felt like a lot more wallpaper styles in The Sims 3. As in, there's loads of paint, but it's all the same wallpaper, and it was really annoying. Maybe I was looking at something wrong, but it took me ages to find wallpaper that I actually liked. Um, you'll see here there's like two little rooms on the side of the kitchen, or what's going to be the kitchen. One of them I've sort of you'll see later, but I've turned it into sort of like what a real family sort of um like party room would be like. As in real life, you sort of go to house parties, don't get me wrong, they're awesome, but if you look at it in daylight, it's always a bit naff. But if you look at it when you go at night and maybe you've had a drink, then it's a lot more fun. But the other room is it sort of stays blank. There's two rooms in here that are sort of empty because I didn't know what to do with them. Like I started off doing stuff with them and then sort of I don't know, I liked how it ended with it not being there. Um so this is me just playing about trying to make the rooms a bit more interesting. This room, oh yeah, so here I don't know, I just wanted it to look pretty. Here I'm trying to see if I can get these shelves to merge and then put stuff on them, but it doesn't really work. And then in here, I was going to turn this into a dining room because I thought it would be really cute. Then I was going to turn this into like a kitchen, like a dining room for the kitchen. But then I decided against it in the end because it was so hard to try and get it to all fit and then still be able to work. So in the end, the dining room comes off the living room, which is fine. You know, people do what people want to do. I'm like I say, there's parts of this build that I'm happier with than others. That little study here, I really like it. I'm really happy with how this turned out because I think I don't know, and I like the living room because I don't know, it's like how a living room actually is. Don't get me wrong. I know The Sims is like meant to be this like perfect world, or you can build whatever you want, but to me, I was like, well, I don't know, I like it because not everything matches perfectly in the house. Like, not everything is pristine, and there's books like bookshelves everywhere because people like to read, and I don't know, I just like it. Like I say, I'm happy with how it turned out really. So this is me upstairs now trying to build this. Like I say, I've hardly built. I sound like I'm making excuses, but I am because I'm useless, and I know it as I'm watching this. But so there's one room upstairs, and then there's one room downstairs. They're sort of empty and can be turned into whatever you want. And yeah, so there's two rooms here. There's like a girls' room, and there's like a tomboy girls' room. There's a parents' room, and then there's sort of a room at the back, which I like to. This is why I had trouble filling it. Is that in my mind I was like, well, maybe it's a room that one of the girls used to live in, and then moved out of, and so it's just sort of been left empty, and they don't know what to do with it. So you'll see what I mean, as it goes on. So this is the parents' bedroom, and I just thought I'd add like a signature wall. Everything except for the like girls' bedrooms are sort of magnolia walls because it's very sophisticated and that sort of thing. This is me trying to fit trying to fit one of the like wardrobe things from is it Get Together, I think. But in the end, I didn't like how it looked, so I just went with something different. Just went with a normal wardrobe. And then they're gonna get a TV in here as well because it was really annoying because I wanted a TV that took up two spaces but also wasn't stupidly huge for a TV bed. For a TV bed. For a bedroom TV. Gosh, I can't speak today. Which is unfortunate because I'm doing a voiceover. So, like I say, I like the idea that, oh yeah, by the way, curtains not a thing in this. I don't know whether some expansion packs have got better, but mine not so much. Um, but like I say, I like the idea that this is actual, yeah, like how people live. Like people can't have everything matching, and don't get me wrong, it's awesome when people can, but sometimes you can't. So I don't know. I just think it feels quite real. This is me trying to figure out what to do with this back room. And this is me decorating. This is like an older girl's room, so she's like really into like glam stuff and really likes lilac. And I don't know why I'm saying lilac because it can be lilac. Um, and I don't know. And this is actually the purple room is actually quite like my friend's room, and she loves this color and has a room this color to this day. And I absolutely love this girl, and I don't know, this is sort of like dedication to her. This room, um, I think it looks quite good. So this background, this is why I think it. This is where I'm like, oh, I like that. I was like, I really want it to be like a child, like a young child's room, and then they outgrew it, and that's why it's a bit of a mishmash. It's like they've got all this child stuff in there, and then they grew up and became a bit more of a teenager and started putting posters up. And yeah, that's sort of what I was going with. And I was like, well, they moved out, and then I was like, I don't know what to put in there that'll do justice to it. So yeah, I like these like swirly mirrors as well. I think they look very sort of cool. And she like this room's got like seats in there, so you can have like friends round and a nice rug. Like I say, I think it's quite real because in reality, your room's not like if you've got a bedroom at home, it's not necessarily going to have a different color carpet to the rest of the house because maybe your parents don't do that. And no, mine didn't. It's not. I don't resent them for it, but it's just a thing. So you put carpet down. I was like playing around with the clocks. Yeah, I like what I did with the sort of tomboy room TV, and I really wanted a game console there, but I don't think there are any. But I like how this one turned out. I think it's quite. To be honest, I say tomboy. It could be a boy's room. There's if you just change that skull picture to a slight like one without a bow, it can be a boy's room. But like I said, I was looking for like a video game console and I just couldn't find one. It was so annoying. So they just got a chest underneath with loads of like books and CDs and stuff on. And then we're back to the parents' room, and I'm trying to add like clutter items, but there was never quite the clutter items I needed, and it was kind of annoying. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is probably buy some more expansion packs. Probably. Maybe. Don't get me wrong, I really like The Sims 4, but it could just be that I don't have as much. Obviously, I don't have as much content as I did in The Sims 3 because I had years to get that, but I don't know if the content seems like it's lacking a bit, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, here, this is a little dining room that we made in the end. I thought if there was one room, like I envision this place as being quite. I don't know. I don't know. I think of them as like quite social and like the parents like. Oh, I'm saving the parents being like entertainers. So I thought, well, if they're gonna put effort into any particular room and put wood paneling in, it would be the dining room because that's where they'll entertain. And I have got people upstairs. They are making one hell of a racket. Oh, the joys of living in a flat. Um, that being said, I love my flat. I think I might do a let's build of my flat. I mean, I don't know whether it's classed as a build or a room. There's more than one room, but only just. It'll be like the smallest starter home flat ever. But yeah, I swear they must be moving upstairs, but uh, it's it's getting quite annoying now. But yeah, I really wanted something next to the window, and I thought it would be really cute if to have like one teddy bear. And I thought, well, if you're having one teddy bear and it's like a husband and wife, why not have two? And I've made it so to me it looks like they're holding hands, and I thought it was like the cutest little thing. I was like, ah. But yeah, so I like jumped a bit to the landscaping now. Now I'm useless at landscaping. Also, I'm useless at knowing how to build a deck. And that is something that I'm going to go on Sim Supply and watch a beautiful tutorial for. Because this doesn't turn out how I wanted it to. But what the principle of it does, it just took me so long to get there. And it was, I don't know, it was really frustrating. So this is me. I'm trying to cheat and be quick, but it didn't work. So I just wanted this like little like gazebo-y bit outside where they could, I don't know, like you could sit and chill. But then I'm like, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get it so it can have a roof on it. Now I am sure somebody who's going to tell me that there is a lot easier way of me doing this, but it just listen, it was painful. I had to like put a roof inside the house. You'll see in a sec. I put a roof inside the house, extended it out, and then extended it in, and now we have a roof. Yeah, that felt really painful to do. And then here we go. So I'm just putting some trees in. Like I say, I am the world's worst landscaper, and honestly, I think anybody could do better than I've done here. But you know, I tried. I tried. So it's got a bit of a play area in the back, and now I'm just putting in a little path to the street, and then yeah, changing it up, changing it up. Like I say, I'm quite happy with how it turned out in the end. I think it fits in Windenburg. If any of you guys get this lot, then I would, yeah, I'd probably try and add some more like trees in the background and stuff. But overall, I'm really happy with it. So that's sort of how it sits. So that's the front of the house, which, like I say, that's the living room. I think it looks quite lived in, and that's like looking into the like nice dining room, and that's the study, and that's the backyard. So thanks for watching.